Hello, family. My name is Chris. I am your home gamer dad. And all honestly, it goes without saying about why I backed this campaign. I mean, I'm putting this video in my why I backed category, but you also see it in the other section, in my Power Rangers section. But this is something that, all the Power Ranger fans have known about since about October, those that follow the Heroes of the Grid game and have been anticipating it like on pins and needles for so long. The campaign started in the beginning of February, and now here we are 2 weeks in with a lot of information at hand, still a ton of questions, that we have in our brain, and 2 more weeks to go until we know for sure exactly how it all ends. So, more than just a why I backed, this is a of course I backed segment for Power Rangers Heroes of the Grid Eternal Rangers. So yeah, this is a very bittersweet moment for all of us out there. We've known about this since October, but here it is. It's real now. It's happening. We weren't sure exactly what it is that we were getting, but we knew like certain things were teased to us and those were exciting. And then we got some cards shown and everything. And it was like, oh man, this is so awesome. And then it drops and here we go. Full on, hit the ground running. I myself am backer number 6. That is a new record for me in terms of getting into a campaign and getting my pledge down, ready to go, and just seeing where it goes, seeing where it grows, and like watching the stretch goals hit and things along that ways. It's been a very up and down road since this started about 2 weeks ago. So right now, as of the point of this recording, the campaign has been going on for 14 days. When you go ahead and look at it yourself, it's going to be less than that. If you still have no idea about this or whatever, there is a link to the Kickstarter page down in the description section below. Jump on over to Power Rangers Eternal Rangers. Check out what's there and just see if it's something that maybe you're interested in. The biggest downfall for this is anybody new coming into the game that has never heard of Power Rangers Heroes of the Grid before and are just getting into it. You're really, I hate to say this is a bad time for you to get into it, but Renegade has said that they are going to be ceasing production on the line as a whole. I have a few links down in the description section below if you want to grab those, check on over and see if anything's still live. Who knows how long it's going to be there for, but regardless of anything, this is the final push. This is the final campaign, and this is what they're giving us as a grand finale to the game. So, got a lot we got to talk about here. We're going to go over the campaign itself. I want to talk about where things are, where things are probably going to end up at the end, and then a few predictions of mine overall, along with my opinions kind of thrown in here or there as they have been already. So, ready? Let's get ourselves over to the page, everyone. Back to action. All right, and here we are. I love the artwork to this. Like, I'm pretty sure this is completely original artwork made specifically for this campaign to go on the box and everything, because the Ranger that's in the center here with all like the swirly colors and the way the masks is and everything, I'm pretty sure that is the Eternal Ranger or something along that way. People keep saying the Void, but that sounds like something that's in the comic books that I don't really know much about or whatever, but I'm pretty sure that's what this Ranger is supposed to be. This is supposed to be us. This is supposed to be who we are within this game, making whoever it is that we want to make, whether it be filling out teams or something completely original, brand new, or something along that ways. Our abilities to be Rangers, to keep the game going and alive, and just constantly add in all of our ideas, our thoughts, our own design aspects into the game. And I think that's pretty cool. I also really like this image with everybody standing around here, but there are a few points that I want to point out to this image before we go forward. A lot of the Rangers are front and center, so it got people thinking, hey, we're going to get these within the campaign. Has not happened yet so far, so I just want to kind of point out Megaforce Yellow, Wild Force Black, and who else was it? There was one more here. Oh, yeah. Cat, our orange SPD Ranger. Well, pseudo-orange, whatever you want to call it that. So those 3 were like really big front and center right there, and thinking they'd be in the campaign, if this was made specifically for this campaign, by the way. I also just want to point out how interesting Kruger looks down here. Like, everyone is definitely hand-drawn in some way, and Kruger is like taking a still shot from SPD and throwing it in there. It's a little jarring to look at times, but it's very interesting. So there we go. As far as this goes, this is the final Heroes of the Grid campaign. There will be no more of these going forward. This image, so Renegade has been updating this little by little, even without telling us, which is very interesting. This feels very off-center. Like, there should be something over here in this corner. it feels too empty for it just to have nothing in it. And I know of 2 figures that they've already announced, but I still think 2 figures doesn't fill out the space enough. So it's my theorist brain running right now about what we possibly are going to see going forward. But I just wanted to point that out. You got a lot of the different Rangers up here. So you got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then all the different villains that you get, both bosses and monsters. What we have here, the Compendium. This is the Compendium book. That's Jonathan's journal. I'll talk about all that in a moment. And, okay, end of the line. This is what I want to read right here. We're immensely grateful to you, our dedicated Power Rangers Heroes of the Grid community, for joining us on this unforgettable journey. From the first Kickstarter launch to every expansion and new villain introduced, you've been there, defending Angel Grove, strategizing and rallying with fellow fans to keep the power alive. It's because of you that this game has become something truly special, a place where Rangers from every corner of the multiverse have united for one purpose, to protect and inspire. So true. So true. Every word of that is true. It brings me a little bit of a tear to my eye as I read that, knowing that it's the end. But Power Rangers Heroes of the Grid has become a lot more integrated into my life personally than I ever thought it would be. I mean, when I first got this, years ago, when it first came out, I was like, floored by how awesome it was, so excited to play and just getting around with friends and everything and having it that way. And then once the other expansions started coming out and it started to grow and everything, and then ultimately when I started this channel and then playing it for you guys, I never would have expected that Heroes of the Grid would be such a cornerstone to my life than it's become. So with it ending, it's sad, it's upsetting because there's still so much more that I'd want to do with it. But I also understand it completely. There's always 2 sides to every coin. You may be sad on one side, but it's completely understandable. And now, you figure it out on the other side. Again, it's not that Renegade is losing Power Rangers as a license. They are still making RPGs, the deck builder, or whatever else is that they're going to put out. But Power Rangers Heroes of the Grid itself is ending. I love how this message from Scott is right here. Scott Gata is the CEO, I believe, or the owner of Renegade. So, he's all over the place. He's the one that actually made the just wait meme go on because he just kept telling everyone to just wait as things come on. I love him being in Zordon's little thing right here. This will take you to it says, I think it's a YouTube short that takes you there, but he's also on TikTok and Instagram. It's the same type of thank you. So it's really nice. Definitely check it out. We have Becca Scott here teaching you how to play this game way back in the day when it first came out. I love watching her teach it, but definitely keep an eye on my stuff. I'll be able to teach you as well. And now we get into the actual Eternal Rangers pledge. Now, you're going to see a price right there, $125. You may think to yourself, all right, cool, so that's that. That's just $125. What else is there? There is nothing else. There is, again, this is 2 sides to every coin, as I'm going to tell you. Every power coin has 2 sides to it. We have here $125, which on my wallet is like thumbs up all the way. I'm not like breaking the bank or having to figure out where to find money or anything along that way. $125 plus shipping. All right, we got that, no problem. However, there are no additional add-ons to this game. There's no additional thing that is actually tacked on that you would need to spend extra money for, like it was in other Kickstarter campaigns for this, where they had like team packs and ally packs and villain packs and like all that other stuff added in. Now, there's a wish list of mine that I would love to have for this, but let's just go over this first. So their goal is to get everything into the box. That's the main goal. Everything that you're going to see on this Kickstarter must fit in that box, and that's what they're working with. And I think that limits them to what they're going to be able to do with stretch goals and also what can actually go in the box. I assume this is probably about the size of the Kickstarter box, the one with Goldar on it. So that can actually fit a whole lot of stuff in it. I had multiple Rangers, bosses, tons of foot soldiers. There's no foot soldiers in this one, so that's room. So as of right now, we have all, let's just keep going down. It's actually going to be what's in the box. That's what I want to do. I do want to point this out also really quickly. I love this guide. This is a checklist guide of every single thing that they've released for Heroes of the Grid, minus a special Alpha 5 box. Alpha came with the Kickstarter, but you also got him from the first campaign if you didn't get the major big box Kickstarter, and he came in a small box by himself. It is a very rare thing to have him in that very small box because most people just got him in the big Kickstarter. They don't sell him separately. He's just in the big Kickstarter box now, but I just want to point that out there. He's the only thing I believe not on the list, but Very nice to have that checklist to see what you have and what you need. And then Kickstarter backers get 40% off your order. You have to, I'm not going to put anything here right there. I'm not going to put whatever the code is and everything for, you know, Renegade's wishes and whatever. You have to back this project, and then you'll be able to get into the what is it? The updates. Update number one. Update number one is what has that code in it. So you'll be able to figure out where that code is from there. Then you just go on over to the Renegade website. You put anything Heroes of the Grid related into your cart, use that code, and you get 40% off. Things are going to be limited because basically what this is selling through their stock. All right, so what is inside the Eternal Rangers box? You get everything that's shown, plus all unlocked stretch goals. I got a little mindset on that a little bit later too, but I'll get to that in a moment. So everything I show you is going to be in the box, and then as the stretch goals are unlocked, those are also going to go into the box. No extra things to buy, no extra like qualifications in order to hit or whatever. You pledge $125 for this Eternal Ranger set, you get all that stuff. First thing you get are, of course, all 5 of the Mystic Force Rangers, so it's the core team. Black Ninjetti, because I was the Ninjetti Ranger, Adam, so you know, that's our first Ninja Ranger that we've ever gotten. We've got an Alien Ranger. This is the Ninja Ranger for Ninjetti. So he's the first, he's the last, he's the only one we're going to get. We have Turbo Blue here, Justin. We knew he was coming, so very interesting seeing him there. And then Cosmic Fury Zenith Ranger, which we have Dino Fury. Now we have Cosmic Fury. I think I don't know. I'll get into predictions a little bit later. Villain-wise, Master Zed, Final Drakon. I believe these are bosses. The Death Ranger might also be a boss. Evil Dino Fury Blue is a monster. Poisandra, which is really awesome. Emperor Grum, that's great. I don't remember where Madame Odious is from. Is she from Dino Fury or Dino Charge or whatever? I believe so. I don't remember. Vipera, Nadria, and Zergane. So yeah, a lot of really cool monsters and bosses that kind of spread out through a bunch of different, seasons for Power Rangers. So cool to see them all together. No additional monsters were shown off yet, which is very interesting. 11 character cards. You may have seen this earlier, and it said 10. Within the past 2 days, Trini over here as the Red Omega Ranger popped up, and she did take over as Jason. When Jason left the Omega Rangers, she took over as the Red Ranger for a while. If you notice, she has like a lot more yellow to her red suit than Jason, I believe. I think Jason is mostly red and black, where Trini as it is red and yellow and a little bit of black. So I think it's really cool they did that. But we have the cards for all the main Mystic Force Rangers, Zenith Ranger, Justin, Adam, and then of course 1, 2, 3 cards that would replace other cards you have. So you have Turbo Tommy maybe, then you have TJ, who's also the Red Turbo Ranger. Min Quan, which is Trini's daughter, she becomes the yellow Mighty Morphin Ranger in Once and Always, I believe it is, that series, way at the end. So that was fun seeing that handed off. And then, of course, Trini as the Red Omega Ranger, which was really awesome. So there's that. 90 combat cards. There are 8. I just want to make sure, just count it one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, 8. There are 8 characters, 90 combat cards. So that means there are 10 cards unaccounted for whoever they belong to. I would like to say that they are combat cards for like TJ and Min, maybe like 2 or 3 a piece in order to kind of swap out, you know, their respective decks. So this way you're not just using Tommy's Turbo Red deck. You can actually swap in some original cards for TJ to make it more of his own. Maybe something for Trini. But then again, this, this 90 combat cards was here before Trini was introduced. So I thought maybe it was 5 and 5 for them. But that's a wait and see if we ever get anything from Renegade about that. That's exciting still to know. A lot of surprises. Speaking of surprises, 15 Zords. Again, we have 8 characters. 11 technically, even if all these guys got them. So there's going to be a bunch of Zords within here that are just kind of there that we might be able to use. Maybe we'll get the Power Blaster at some point. The Power Cannon. The Power Cannon from season 2, I believe it was, from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Kind of go with the Power Blaster. Or just something along that way. So there's a whole ton of Zords and 19 Megazords. They already had an update that showed off a bunch of these Megazords. And man, these abilities are insanely awesome. I can't wait to try them out and just kind of mix and match. The thing that's annoying is that you're going to get something like there's the Lost Galaxy Megazord in this. So you're going to get a lot of Megazords from seasons we don't have a lot of characters from. We only have 2 Lost Galaxy, technically Magna Defender and Corone as the pink Galaxy Ranger. We only have those 2. So you're going to have to be a little bit more open with using the Megazord when maybe you don't have a certain Power Ranger on your team, which that's a great thing about this game. You can do that anyway. 90 enemy cards, that's 80 enemy cards and 10 deployment cards. So that kind of also somewhat, I believe that works out, right? 8 apiece. Yeah, okay, no, that does work. Yeah, because it's usually 8 cards for every monster and boss. So 10 and 10. Yeah, okay, so that works out there. 10 scheme cards for anybody that does Mastermind mode. I would have liked to see more Arsenal cards. I think there should be 10 more Arsenal cards in this. That would be awesome, but that's going to be with predictions a little bit later. This is awesome. The Eternal Rangers Players Compendium, a comprehensive collection of all heroes of the grid, rulebooks, scenarios, FAQs. I'm hoping that like erratas are in this as well, so this way everybody can get them all together. Just everything that was ever written down on a piece of paper that explains some type of rule, change, explanation, something like that, should be in this compendium. And it just having a nice, hard, a physical copy of something to look at, personally for me, is the way to go. Now, there's other things to this, but that's going to be in the stretch goals. And finally, the big thing that we've learned about for the past few months, the Custom Rangers Monster Toolkit and Jonathan Ying's Designer Journal. This is pretty much what they are giving us to make our own Rangers going forward. We're going to have a whole bunch of files in here of all these different types and everything in order for us to be able to design our own Rangers, to design our own monsters, our own bosses, our own foot soldiers, whatever we want to put into the game using this format, we're going to be able to do. And then Jonathan's Designer Journal is 20 pages rule book, basically giving us a breakdown and step-by-step instructions about what he did whenever he started to make something. My biggest worry with these is that once we start making stuff, we're going to make something, we're going to design it, we're going to put it out there for other people to play with, and it's going to be either super broken or just like not viable in many ways. Like, you know, a lot of us out there, like myself, for example, I love having the actual Rangers come from Renegade because they've play tested them, they've checked them out, they've designed them, they've edited them back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I don't have anybody to test it other than myself. My friends might do it or whatever, but I don't know. It just seems like a lot more going into certain things from a at-home standpoint. Now, a lot of you like this as well, and I'm part of a Facebook group that designs a lot of this stuff, so that's always a lot of fun. But I don't know. It can, again, 2 sides to every coin on this. You know, you're gonna have fun designing all these awesome Rangers that aren't in the game or things along that ways, and it might not be as balanced as you want it to be because you just want to get the guy out there. Plus, they're not, I don't know, I just feel like the art's not going to look the same because it's going to be whatever art you could find online to go into this. But we'll see. We'll see how it works out. Why back now? Is usually a question a lot of people ask whenever they go into a Kickstarter. This one is very important, mainly because everything you see here is exclusive to this campaign. This is your primary opportunity to get your hands on it, and basically a limited amount of XX stock may appear for sale on the website. After that, gone. No more, not happening, not reprinting, not coming out ever again. Whatever they make for this campaign is going to be all of it. That also includes whatever current sets they currently have. No more reprints, with the exception of the Forever Blue and that one Megazord pack, or that one Zord pack. But thank you, Renegade, for doing that, by the way, for a lot of people. It was absolutely awesome of you. But generally speaking, ally packs, big boxes, everything along that ways, whatever they currently have in stock in their warehouses throughout the world, once all of that has been expunged and sold with the 40% off and things along that ways, that's it. It's gone. So again, bittersweet moments, a hard time for somebody that has never seen this game and is just first getting into it because your limited stock is right there. But man, what a way to go for sure. All right, stretch goals. Here we go. Funded, that was easy enough. MMPR Vintage Promo Set. So with this, I didn't know what these were at first. I really thought that they were just a reprint of the, the retro style stuff. No. These things were, I think they were released as a PDF for printable version only around April, the beginning of April, maybe like 2 or 3 years ago. It was like an April Fool's thing. Huge thank you to longtime subscriber. Oh my God, I'm going to say your name wrong. I apologize. Tivis Jacob Sloan. Tivis, well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I get your name wrong, man. I appreciate it so much. You sent me the images for these cards. This way I'm able to look at them and get an idea of what they do. So this way I can have just a little bit of background on them. These powers are wild. No wonder they were like an April Fool's joke or whatever, but I can't wait that now that we have official cards from them, because that's what this is. These are like the officially made cards from Renegade that we can throw into our mix of things. The next thing that was unlocked was the Green Ranger Forever Green set. To me, this was weird. It was weird that this was here because if you're going in color order, we had red, we had blue, which should have been unlocked as then yellow, pink, black, and then green. Green being like the first one that we unlocked. I mean, it was great. We get it. That's wonderful. But it was just really weird to see this one so far up the stretch goal ladder that it was just right there. We get an Eternal Rangers art print, 12 by 12 art print of the cover art, which is really cool. Frame that, hang it up, should be nice. 4 gold dice. I've been seeing a lot of people say that there should have been 6. There was 6 dice, and so I always thought there was 4 dice in those, those dice packs. I was going through some of my dice. I don't think I have 6 of any of them. Maybe I do. I thought maybe it was other thing, but when I got like the orange and purple and silver crap pack, I hate that silver. They should have been silver. No, I don't want gold. I want better silver dice is what I want. They were only like 3 in the pack or whatever. I don't know. 4 dice is fine. I'm happy with just having more dice. Dice is great. I don't want 2 more gold dice. I want 4 redesigned silver dice because the silver dice are terrible to look at. We got here the first of several upgrades for the compendium. Some of these upgrades I'm agreeing with, some of them I am not. We'll go through this. A hardcover version of it, 100% on board with, for sure. I would expected it to be hardcover to begin with, but I understand why not. Glad that it is, which is great. We have a new character to add to the mix, Omega Blue, Yale of Shard. We got a bunch of previews for him already, so now we have all 4 of the Omega Rangers, and technically Trini now is Red Ranger, which is awesome. The Yellow Ranger Forever Yellow card set. So another forever color. I'll be doing a lot of coverage for these once I get them. Let me tell you, next year is going to be big. I'm not a fan of this particular one because I don't have a 3D printer. Maybe one day I'll have a 3D printer or something along that ways, but this does nothing for me. And to me, it's like, I don't want to say it's a waste of a stretch goal because there's a lot of you out there that have 3D printers that have this, and you're probably losing your mind that you're going to be able to print these out for yourself. And for that, I'd say, good stuff. I'm glad. I'm happy for you that you're getting that. It just doesn't do anything for me. So from when I look at this, I'm like, I don't really like it, but we'll see what else we get from there, because there's another STL thing that comes out later. Another compendium upgrade, backer names. All backer names will be listed inside the book. I saw a lot of people complaining about this. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I love this stuff. I love this type of stuff. I love having my name printed on a game that I've backed, and not only to show that I've supported it and everything, but just it's an eternal reminder of my dedication to this franchise, to this entire game series. And yes, if I'm allowed to write it, it will be Chris, Home Gamer Dad, Wilson, because that's my last name, on the box. So yeah, please give me that ability to put that on there. That would be amazing. This is awesome. An escalation card promo. There's a brand new set of cards that we've never seen before that apparently enhance the abilities of the enemies you're fighting. As if the game couldn't be hard enough as is, you add an escalation to make it even harder. This is what I want to preview of next. As of this point of this video, we haven't gotten any images or whatever for the escalation cards. That I want to see. I want to see. That's, to me, there's 20 escalation cards. I need 10 more of those and 10 more arsenal cards, and we'll be good to go from there. We got the Forever Black set, so we got that all going for us now. So now we have 3 colors, green, yellow, and black. We have another compendium upgrade, gold embossed on the logo. This This is one I'm not a fan of. This to me feels like really like why would we do this? Like, I feel like that this should have been a different type of stretch goal. I would have rather had anything else other than this here. I'm sure it looks nice. I bet it looks pretty and everything like that, but I don't mean, there's a lot of positives and a lot of negatives to this. This is the last one, so you got to keep in mind, every person out there has an opinion on this. I am super thankful for everything we're getting here, for everything we've gotten, and for just this being the way it is. I can still have an opinion about what I like and what I don't like, and I don't think that this was a necessary stretch goal. But it is what it is. We've passed it. We've moved on. We now have the Solar Ranger promo cards. So the Solaris Solar Ranger, Purple Solar Ranger, she made a team of old Rangers that turned into the Solar Rangers, I believe very late in that particular run. So we have Andros, Tanya, Heckle, I believe Mike, the Magna Defender, was one. Cam, I believe, was one as well, the Green Samurai Ranger. And I want to say the Ranger Slayer was the last one. So you got all 6 Solar Ranger cards, and you got all 6 of their Zords. The only thing I wish this had was 2 or 3 combat cards for each one of those Rangers to swap in and out. Because ideally, if you're doing Andros as a Solar Ranger, all you're changing out is his character card. I would have liked to have had like a 1, 2, and 3 shield card to swap in and out from his actual Andros deck, kind of leaning him a little bit more into the Solar Ranger gig. Even if every one of them got a 1 shield card of whatever the standard issue sidearm was, and then like an original 2 and 3 shield card, I think that would have been really cool to add there. PDF versions of the Compendium and Journal. At first I was like, well, here's another wasted stretch goal. But the more I thought about this, the more I really liked it, because I'll be able to pull a lot of images using the PDF to be able to use for like thumbnails or other type of promotional material or anything like that. Plus, there might be a time when I want to look up something really quickly. I don't want to have to dig out the book. Just push the button. Boom. There it is. And now we have this is the latest one that we just unlocked as of this video, the Pink Ranger Forever Pink. So we got all the base colors right now. The only Forever set that we're missing that we don't know is going to exist or not is Forever White or Forever Sixth Ranger or something along. Because technically you have the other ones like Purple and Gold and Silver. They don't have anything either. Orange, poor Orange Rangers. But our core 6 are there. We have Red and Blue, and we have Yellow, Black, Pink, and Green. If we get a White, that would be awesome, but hey, it is what it is. As far as what we have yet to see, a few more Ranger variant cards. So this is, again, using such color Rangers, Mighty Morphin Blue, SPD Green, Mighty Morphin Green, etc., 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 but other people who have played these characters throughout the course of Ranger history. This Billy Cranston, I believe, is from Once and Always, so it's like the older, more wiser Billy, because we didn't really have anything more for the Blue Ranger, but like Tommy's kids are over here, Adam with the Defender vest, and then Grace Sterling, I don't know when she became a Red Ranger, but that sounds really cool to me. Villain STLs, again, back when I said before about the hero ones, I don't have a printer, so this means nothing to me, but still cool for those that have it and will be able to enjoy it. We have the full art pages. Again, is this something that's necessary for the compendium? Probably not, but I'm going to be very happy with those. I hope those art pages are in that PDF, by the way, because I would love to look at them. And finally, the one that we all knew was coming, but we were wondering if he would ever actually show up, Zordon. We've had a lot of previews for this guy. We know a lot of his cards already. Here he is, 300,000. Will we make it? Yes, I do truly believe we will make that plus some. But before I go into any of that, the last 2 things I want to talk about is shipping, because shipping is always the thing you got to worry about. So here's your shipping. If you haven't funded it yet, or you're thinking about it and you're just kind of curious about how much it's going to be in order to get the items to you, there you go. Generally, you're going to be looking down this this column right here. Any retailers that buy a set amount of games in order to sell in their store, you'll be able to get it right over here. Maybe a retailer is the best way to go with this if you own a gaming store, because you'll be able to get more copies of these and you can sell them out yourself. So not a bad way to go with it. But again, just keep in mind all the shipping. Here's what it is. And then, of course, what is this? Apologize, we're only able to ship this game to local lists. Yeah, whatever you have here is it. And then their timeline. Their timeline is very important because, keep in mind, estimated, subject to the change, they are expected to fulfill the orders by the end of this year. Now, that's extremely important to consider when actually thinking about what could possibly be within the set, because to me, it's like if they want things to get out there right now, they're not going to like go randomly and start making new stuff right at this point, because it takes months and months and months to design, play test, get right, put in the orders and things like that. All that's done. They don't have anything to do with that now. Honestly, once this ends and the pledge manager closes, they put in their final order, those few months are going to be the production value that they're going to get. Shipping from China over to here, who knows what that's going to cost or whatever, and then finally getting it out in November. So I just want to point the timeline out, because it's very important to remember the timeline when kind of going through predictions and wants and desires for this campaign. Okay, where do I think this campaign is going to end up in the end? Listen, there's 14 days left to go, 2 full weeks. So if you're checking this out now, when it goes live, it's going to be less than that, obviously. Still going to be quite a number of days left to go. More stuff is going to be announced and everything. This is actually recorded before Jonathan Ying does a live stream of, I believe it's on Facebook or whatever. It might be on YouTube by now, if anything. Just in regards to this campaign. So if you haven't seen that, definitely go check that out. I know I'm going to be watching it live and just seeing what he has to say. But as of right now, we have $226,094 with 1,872 backers. A lot of people are like, oh my God, are we going to make Zordon? I hope we make him. We're going to make it. We're going to make it. And I'm going to show you why. First off, let's go all the way back, boom, to the original campaign, the very first Power Rangers Heroes of the Year campaign. Of course, it's the first one. Of course, it's a big one. This was ran in August of 2018, $705,000 with 3,794 backers. That is massive. So we're not going to get up that high. It's not going to get that high without any type of add-ons or additions to this series. Not going to happen. But what's more realistic is we're going to hit something more along the lines of maybe something later. This was a very small one. Phase 2 didn't have much to it. It was really, I think, just like a few packs. You had the Zeo pack, you had the Tommy pack, and I think you had like a villain pack. So you weren't spending as much money with this one as you are like now with the 125. Still, pretty decent amount of backers, which is good. Not a whole lot raised, but again, they didn't have a lot to offer. Jump ahead one more to right here, Psycho Rangers. A little bit, is this more people? Yeah, this is more. So 2,782, a little bit less than 300,000, but I still think that this is phase 2, wave 2. So this is still all part of the same phase. So really you could take, if this and this ran together, you could see right there that there's over 400,000, almost 500,000, actually it is $500,000 dollars worth of product right there for these campaigns. So again, if both of these ran together, this number would be significantly higher. Take a look at phase 3, wave 1. I don't think there was any more in phase 3, to be honest with you. Maybe there was, I don't quite remember off the top of my head, but look at that number, 377,000. That was huge. That is a massive increase compared to the other ones for just the first part of the wave. So listen, you have 2,436 people. I'm going to just assume, just based off of these numbers of number of backers, we're going to hit 2,500 backers right there, which would put us at $312,000, give or take. That does activate Zordon. That does probably get us something else. Because what I do like also about the later stretch goals, if I go down this way, is some of these stretch goals over here were so spaced out. Like we just did 225 for this, and now we got to do $25,000 in order to get that. That's going to be a slog over the next week or so in order to get. But then you have a 15,000 jump, a 20,000, a 15,000. Like it's a lot closer together. And I think that my prediction that this particular campaign is going to end around 350, 375-ish, give or take. That's where I feel comfortable where this is going to end. And then I also feel, because Zordon is not our last stretch goal. He's actually not, amazingly. We're probably going to have 4, maybe 5 more stretch goals to tack on to this. As far as what those other stretch goals are going to be, I have a few predictions in mind. I have one specific one that's like my completely far out there, probably never going to happen situation. So this was actually suggested by somebody that I saw in the comment section for this campaign, and I love the idea so much. So in a perfect world, in my perfect world, if we could actually have add-ons for this campaign, I would actually have 3 different add-ons for it. 2 more Ranger ones, and then 1 more Minions. I think we have a plenty amount of bosses and enemies and monsters and everything to mix things up with. I would first have, this was suggested, I don't remember who did this post, so if you're out there watching this, state your name down there. It was really awesome. I love the way you talked about it. He said it was like a trio, a double trio pack, a duo trio pack, whatever, where you have, I think it should have been named Jungle Storm, a Jungle Storm pack, where you get 6 Rangers in the pack, red, blue, yellow Ninja Storm, red, blue, yellow Jungle Fury. Now, that would finish up Ninja Storm because we already have the brothers and we already have Samurai. But we have those 3 coming in from Jungle Fury. We have RJ, so that's kind of fixing it. Then I would do Allies Pack 5, which would have the White Rhino Ranger for Jungle Fury, Gem and Gemma for SPD. So now you have Jungle Fury finished up, SPD finished up. Not SPD, RPM. I'm sorry, RPM. Sorry if anybody yelling at me. I'm thinking SPD because Sam I would want in there. I've been begging for Sam to be in this game for so long to finish up my SPD. And then, of course, the Solar Ranger or Solaris Ranger or whatever they call it, for Mystic Force. So then you would have Ninja Storm finished, Jungle Fury finished and introduced in a sense, most of it. Mystic Force finished, SPD finished, RPM finished. That is 5. I would finish 5 full series of teams in 2 add-ons, one being $40, the other being $45, $50, whatever you want to be. So that's only $90 added to this for those 2 sets. I would then have like a Merciless Minions Pack 3 added on. I would have the Piranhatrons and, oh my goodness, I can't remember. What were the name of the Dino Fury foot soldiers? They were, hold on, let me think. The Henchmen. The Henchmen, that's right, because it reminded me of the word the Henchmen, and I thought that was a really cool way that they introduced them into the actual like storyline, where they were supposed to be these like guardians of, you know, the Dino Fury powers, but then they were like not mutated, reprogrammed or whatever by Void Knight in order to serve him. His henchmen are now his henchmen. I thought that would be really cool. So yes, I would have Merciless Minions Pack 3 with the Piranhatrons, the Hedgemen, and then maybe a few other cards that upgrade certain enemies. Because, you know, you have like those enemies that are just stronger a little bit later that, you know, you don't want to do different minions for or whatever, but there's like upgrade ones. Kind of like you have like the Chaos Putties or Elite Minions, maybe a few more Elite Minion packs, things along that way. So those would be the 3 additions that I would put into the game, the 3 add-ons. If in a perfect world, I could make add-ons for this game to actually bring it to a grand finale. And finally, what do I think is going to be some stretch goals that are going to pop up going forward for this campaign over the next few weeks? Keep in mind this, most campaigns, like just in general, if you're not familiar with the way like GameFound or Kickstarter works or whatever, a full funding for a campaign generally makes a third of its funding within the first 48 hours, a third within the last 48 hours, 72 to 48 give or take, and then a third within that chunk in the middle. This is a 30-day campaign, super long in my opinion, but I get why they do it in order to like kind of get things out and everything and give people time to get their funds together, but give it a week or so, week and a half, you're going to see that number start skyrocketing up there, especially when it gets down to the end. First thing I would love to see are 10 more Arsenal cards. I would love it if they actually put down some Arsenal cards in addition to what they have there. Even reissue some stuff. I know the Power Blaster is already a Zord card. Reissue it as an Arsenal card. I'd rather have that, to be honest with you. Plus, put the cannon in there, the thunder cannon or whatever. So many different, there's still a ton of different things that they could do. Jungle Master mode, I believe, wasn't even included from Jungle Fury. So do stuff like that for some Arsenal cards. I think that would be awesome. The next thing I would say is, again, I'm going to point out this little area right down in here that is extremely empty for some unknown reason. Even if you put Zordon and Yale there, I still feel like that there's room for more. I'm going to say that we're going to see Red Cosmic Fury Ranger. I'm sorry, I forget her name. You know, I'm going to look that up. Hold on. Amelia Jones as the Cosmic Fury Red Ranger. Yeah, I feel like that we're going to get her in this game as well. I know that we saw some art images of Amelia and Evil Dino Fury Blue fighting, and I remember seeing those a while, and people were like, oh, she has to be in the game. We haven't seen anything. There's been nothing about her. There's been no previews for any of the villain cards. So we don't know if like that was just one of his cards or she's something on there for her own. So I don't know. I think that she might be in there as well. As far as other things, I mean, I honestly don't think we're going to get too many more figures. Otherwise, I will forever keep pushing for Gem and Gemma. I wish that they were in this game. Sam and of course the Solar Ranger, just to get those last few Rangers in order to finish those teams. Those would have been so awesome if they actually did that. We may get the Solar Ranger because we have the Mystic Force Rangers in here. People have been clamoring for that because you have 1, 2, 3, 4. You have all 5 here. Give us the 6th Ranger for that. We have Udana already. We have the Red Ranger's father, not Korag, whatever. Liambo. Thank you, Liambo. I heard somebody yell it out there. Maybe add him in there, but otherwise that, maybe more Elite Rangers. I think that would be really cool if they added, or not Elite Rangers, Elite Minions, Elite Minion upgrades to add that in. I can't really think of really anything else. I don't really think we need anything more with the Conventium book. That's kind of run its course right there. So that's what I think is going to be on the rest of this. I'd love to hear what you think. What are some of the things that you are still looking forward to that you can realistically think should be and could be as stretch goals for the remainder of this campaign? All right, guys, I know I've been talking a lot about this, but this is a very important thing for a lot of us out there that have enjoyed Power Rangers Heroes of the Grid for all these years, and that, again, are really on a lot of different emotions going with us with this game ending and the way it's ending and just wanting so much more. But like, we get all these amazing things from Renegade. I mentioned before that a lot of people kept asking for Forever Blue packs. They sold out on the website and everyone's like, oh no, they're not making them anymore. I didn't get them. I need it. Renegade is actually reproducing them. They are going to make them available. They're for pre-order right now on the site. Check down the description below. Get those pre-orders in as soon as you can for Forever Blue and for the, the Zord pack that had the Super Zero Zords in it, because those are about the only things that are right now being reprinted for the game. And then after that, it's wherever the wind takes us, my friends. It's whatever new game that Renegade decides to put out for the Power Rangers license and how they choose to move forward with it. And I think we're just all going to be there regardless of anything. Like, yes, this is sad, this is ending, but when every door closes, a new one opens. So I'm really curious on what Renegade is going to do next, and I'm going to sit here and support them every step of the way regardless. I love Renegade games. I love all the games that they put out, and I still play their deck builder for Power Rangers. Then I may not be into the RPG, but I still enjoy listening about it and everything. And even though I have my gripes and my grievances with this campaign itself, just in some way things came out and the order of stuff and not having add-ons and everything, I get it as well. Again, I've said it before, I'm going to say it one last time here, 2 sides to every coin. Please, please remember that. We are right now on the consumer side where we can just see it from this end, what is coming to us, what they have available to us. We don't know what's on the other side of the coin that Renegade has to deal with. They don't have to tell us all that stuff. It could be anything from contracts to, again, not having enough fundage for this or not making enough money. It doesn't really matter. This is the decision that they made, and we have to just kind of take it as it is. We respect their decision and everything, and we just completely are grateful, and just I'm just so happy that we have come this far with the game. All right, let's wrap this thing up. Guys, let me know what you think of Power Rangers Heroes of the Grid Eternal Rangers down in the comments section below. What are your opinions of this campaign? Would you have changed anything? Would you have added anything? How would you have done it differently if you had the reins of sorts in order to do whatever it is that you think that you'd have the ability to do on it? I'd love to hear all your thoughts and opinions down there. I've been reading the comments on the actual site, on the campaign page. I've been reading the comments on the Facebook pages and everything. We're all out there with a ton of different opinions and ideas and thoughts about what we want to see and do and everything. But ultimately, no matter what, we just appreciate Renegade for doing anything at all. They could have very well just said, we're done, stepping away, not doing anything more, not saying anything, not going anywhere, just completely dead the line. They have decided to put together this campaign to show appreciation, to show that they actually are listening to the fans, that they've always listened to the fans, that the fans are the ones that made this game what it is and what it will continue to be. and it will continue to be a big part of this channel going forward. Once Eternal Rangers comes out, I'll have plenty to cover with all of the Forever colors, Mystic Force, all the other additional Rangers to put in. I've been starting to cover the old backlog of villains and everything. We got tons of the scenarios that are within the books. We have tons of scenarios that you guys are coming up with. And then once we're able to actually make our own Rangers and everything, I would love to do some showcases of what you guys make out there, showing your thoughts, your ideas, and then the way you create Rangers and what you're looking to see within the game itself and how you incorporate it in. So in order not to miss that, any future Power Rangers Heroes of the Grid action, or just anything that I put out for you to enjoy, because I got a ton of different things out there that I play. It's Final Girl's a huge thing. My Resident Evil thing's a huge thing. I'm going to be doing some Metal Gear Solid soon. That's going to be exciting. Be sure you are subscribed to the Home Gamer Dad so you don't miss any of it. If you wish to support the channel even further, there are ways to do that down in the description section below. Memberships and YouTube memberships and Patreon memberships are always super appreciative. You get these videos early compared to everything else. And then also depending on if I do polls or whatever, you get extra voting for polls. If I do any type of giveaways, you get extra points for that, extra chances in order to get stuff. And then, other perks that happen to come along all the way as well. If you wish to pick up anything for Heroes of the Grid, as long as it's still available on the Renegade website, check out some of the affiliate links that I have down as well. Using those go a great way in order to, a great long way, I should say, into helping the channel grow as well. But regardless of any of that, don't even worry about any of it if you don't want to, because you just being here, your view, your like, your share, commenting, being who you are, a Power Ranger fan through and through, is what helps this channel grow, makes me love doing this every single time, and really enjoy the interactions that we have together. You guys are absolutely amazing. Thank you all so much for everything you guys do, and I can't wait to see what the future brings. Take care of yourselves and each other. We are family forever, gaming together, the Eternal Rangers from here to the end. Guys, let me know how it goes in the long run, because I need to go take a nap right now, because it's a little bit later than I wanted it to be to do this, and then just wake up the next day and see how much further along to those next stretch goals. Till the next one, you guys have a good one, and I'll catch you later.